Hi guys, and welcome to another video brought to you by the good people at FM Wonderkids. Today we're going to be looking at central midfielders, and more specifically creative central midfielders that you might want to buy in Football Manager 2016. As with the other videos in this series, we have simmed the game for a good 6 years, so as you can see in the top right hand corner, it is now January 2023. This gives us the advantage of seeing how players are developed during that time. So I will show you my short list of players and give you an idea of how much you'll be looking to spend on those players at the very start of the game. So if you watched my last video, I told you we were going to show you Paul Pogba, who is the greatest player in the game, I believe, as well as he was in the last game. So to kick off, we're going to show you his attributes. This is what you're going to be looking for in your creative central midfielder. These kind of attributes, basically everything. You want everything. You want the attacking ability. Importantly, you want the passing and the vision, you want the mental attributes, and you want the strength and the stamina and the physicality from your centre midfielders so they can get forward and they can also get back as well. If you have a look at his graph, it's incredible. It's the best graph you're ever going to see. That is absolutely nuts. And if you have a look at his history, he's been at Juventus for the whole game. He's a kind of player that is very unlikely that you're going to be able to sign at the start of the game because he is at such a reputable club and he's earning a lot of money and his intrinsic value is so large. You're going to be looking at spending 80 to 90 million pounds if you want to get this guy into your club. So next off, I'm going to show you another guy who has similar kind of stats, who is up there in the top 1, 2, 3, but again it's going to be highly unlikely that you're going to be able to sign him because of his intrinsic value. It's this little Spanish chap here, not sure how you pronounce his name, Cock, whatever. So again, he's got all the attacking abilities that you generally want. He's got all the mentalness and he's got all the physicality that you need in the middle of the park. And you can see his graph here is really good, apart from maybe aerially, he may be not the best, but that's not such an important attribute for your creative central midfielder to have. In fact, you're not going to find many creative central midfielders with aerial prowess. So next I'm going to get into the nitty gritty. I'm going to show you the 5 players that I've shortlisted that are achievable, that are obtainable to buy at the start of the game. And first off, I'm going to start by showing you this guy here, Capello. He's not as attacking minded as the other guys, but he has got everything else you need. So he's got the first touch, he's got the passing, he's got the vision, and he's got all the composure, concentration, decisions, all the mentalness and the physicality that you need in the middle of the park. You may say he was more suited to a defensive role rather than a creative centre midfield role, but you can see he has got the passing and the vision, so he can do that. Looking at his graph, you can see that he is solid all over, so that is encouraging. And looking at his average rating, you see he does perform well. He is cheap at the start of the game. He's only 16 and he is worth 170 grand. You can pick him up for about 2.5 million pounds, a bargain. Next guy I'm going to show you is a chap called Rodrigo Ben Tanker, I believe you pronounce it. This guy is a lot more attacking. He's the kind of player you're really looking if you're to drive your team forward creative wise. He may not have the defensive ability quite as much as the last chap had, but if you have a look at his graph, he is almost like a poor man's Paul Pogba. You see his mental side is really solid, although he hasn't really got any outstanding attributes. Again, his passing and vision is great. Looking at his average rating, he really does perform right from the start of the game. He really does perform. At the start, talking about the start of the game, 18-year-old he is, and he is valued at 950,000. You can pick him up for around £4 million. Perfect. So the next player we're going to look at is a guy whose name is equally difficult to pronounce. It is Uri Tielemans, and we can see he is very competent attacking wise. He's got some good long shots, which is great to see. He's got probably the best passing and vision out of the lot of them, right up there with Mr. Pogba. Mentally very good, physically maybe not that great, but he's agile and he's quick. So we'll have a look at his graph. Again, you can see his physicalness is maybe letting him down, and his defending's maybe letting him down as well. He may be someone who you look at playing a little bit further up, midfield. Yeah, you can see here he's competent attacking centre midfielder. You can train players to be natural in different positions, so maybe you might want to look at training him to be a natural attacking centre midfielder because he's certainly got the attributes to play there. If you have a look at his average ratings, again above sevens, which is what we like to see. And at the start of the game, the value on this chap is £4.3 million, and he's an 18-year-old. £20 million, unfortunately, you're looking to spend on him if you want to prize him away from his club at the time. The next player we're going to show you is a Ukrainian lad called Viktor Kovalenko. So you can see he's a lot more rounded. He's a lot more of a rounded player because he's got attributes everywhere. So he's got some attacking ability, passing and vision, which is essential. He's got a lot of good mentals. His determination is high, which is an attribute that I always look for in almost every single player I buy. You've got good he's got good physicality as well, so we'll have a look at his graph. Again, pretty solid all over. It's surprising to see he's lacking defensively there, so if we have a quick look, maybe marking, maybe it's letting him down marking wise, but I'm pretty confident he'd be a very good central midfielder. And if we have a look at his average rating here, that tells us the same story. He's been at Shakhtar his entire career, and at the start of the game he is 19 years old and he's valued at £2.2 million. Again, you'll be looking at around the £20 million mark to prize him away from Shakhtar. The next player we're going to show you in this series is probably the pick of the bunch. His name is Renato Sanches, and he is Portuguese. You can see straight away he's got really high technique, first touch, free kick taken, long shots. Again, with the passing and the vision, the mentals, and very, very high physicality. You can see he's natural at attacking centre midfielder, which is a great place you could play him. Maybe the only stat he's lacking for that position is the finishing, but he's very competent to be able to play a bit further back because you can see he's got the physicality to deal with that situation. Looking at his graph, maybe his aerial and his defending lets him down, but I think he will more than make up for that with his attacking abilities. Having a look at his history, you'll see that his average rating is decent. At the start of the game, this chap is 17 years old and he's valued at 850,000. Because his club might be unwilling to sell him, you will be looking at spending about £15 million to prize him away. You might be able to get him on loan. You can see he's been loaned out here for a couple of seasons, went to Leicester, and his value then popped right up to £27.5 million. He's definitely someone that I'd be looking at bringing in because of the technique which he has, along with the mental. If you mix the technique and the mental together, you're looking at a good player straight away. Right, so next up we're going to be showing you attacking midfielders. So we're going to be looking at centrally, we'll be looking at right wingers, left wingers, because they're all very interchangeable in the new Football Manager games. By the way, if you would like some more great advice or have any questions or feedback on any videos that you might want to see in the future, then leave me a comment in the comments box. I'm really keen to get these videos as interactive as possible. So yeah, that's great. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked this video, then please click like and click here to subscribe now. See you next time.